Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my fall TBR, aka my favorite TBR of the entire year. Pretty much my life revolves around waiting for fall to start, living my best life, enjoying fall, and then the second the fall is over, I'm just waiting for it to start again. So I have collected a bunch of books here that some of them I've been saving for fall because they just feel more like that kind of darker, moody vibe. Some of them I have planned for specific videos that I'm doing in the fall season. Also, I had to rep this new vampire shirt that I got. It says love at first bite, and then the back, please keep the locals hydrated. So I'm just gonna start showing you what is on my TBR. The first one is my September Patreon book club book. We did like a whole lined book bracket basically where I just had like very short descriptions of all of the books and they voted, and there was like 30 books, and the one that ended up winning is called The Wicked and the Willing by Leon Yutan. So this is a sapphic vampire gothic horror that takes place in 1920s Singapore. It sounds so cool. I've actually had this on my TBR for a very long time, so I'm so excited to read it for our book club. Also, from what I've heard about this, it has multiple endings. So when you get to the end, you get to like make a choice based on what you want the character to do at the end of the book. And then there are multiple endings. I don't know, that just sounds very cool. I've never read a book like that. So I feel like this will be a fun one. Also to see what ending everybody gets. Next I have After the Forest by Kelt Woods. This is a like Hans and Gretel retelling. After Hans and Gretel meet the witch in the woods, it's 20 years later. Gretel has been keeping a secret that she kept the witch's spell book and has been using it, and it's been like whispering secrets to her and like luring her to this dark magic. So I feel like this will be a good one. Fall, dark, moody, witches, deep in the forest. Also, I think that this edition is stunning. Also, the naked cover, or the like naked book, actually like looks like a evil spell book. It's really cool. Next, I have Perfume, The Story of a Murderer by Patrick Suskind. This one is about a serial killer who kills people to turn them into perfumes, question mark. I have just heard great things about this, and I had a challenge for myself for this whole year to read more classics, and I have failed immensely. I think I've only read one, so we're gonna change that now. This will be one that I will be reading. Next, I have Bitterthorn by Kat Dunn. This is a dark sapphic fantasy about a witch who once in a generation, she claims a companion from the village who is never seen again. So this year, the main character offers herself up to be that companion. She's trying to figure out the mystery of where all of the previous companions went while also being lured in by her new captor. And the very first chapter literally starts out autumn. So perfect fall book, I think. Next, I have a sequel that I for sure want to get to during fall, and that is Don't Fear the Reaper by Stephen Graham Jones. This is the sequel to My Heart is a Chainsaw, which was one of my favorite horror books of last year. Honestly, just one of my favorite books of last year. So I've been very excited to see where the story goes, because I believe that this one has quite a big time jump from the previous book. This follows a girl named Jade who is obsessed with slashers and finds herself in the middle of what seems to be a slasher plot. She's such an interesting character, very unlike any character that I've ever read from before, and I'm excited to read the continuation of her story. Next, I have 4 books that all go together. I'm gonna be reading them in a video together. Again, in my quest to read classics, I want to read Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I have never read it before. I've always wanted to. I will be reading Frankenstein for the first time, and then I realized that I have 3 kind of Frankenstein retellings or Frankenstein inspired books. So I will also be reading these. So I'm gonna be doing like a whole Frankenstein vlog. So firstly, I have Our Hideous Progeny by C.E. McGill. This one's inspired by, it is about Mary, who is the great niece of Victor Frankenstein, and she discovers some old papers that allude to what her great uncle had been working on, and she wants to continue his work. Then I have A Botanical Daughter by Noah Medlock. This one is about these 2 men who discover that they can grow intelligent life from plants, and they create a little plant daughter. And then I have The Children on the Hill, which takes place in 2 different timelines. One of them is in the 1970s, following this psychiatrist who one day brings home this very strange child that does not behave like a normal child. And then in present day, we have a character who is the host of a popular podcast, Monsters Among Us, and is trying to like figure out this mystery of if monsters are real. Those are all that I'll be reading for my Frankenstein vlog. I'm very excited. I didn't want just like straight up Frankenstein retellings, so all 3 of these are more just like inspired by, and I do feel like they will be different enough that I won't get bored of constantly reading Frankenstein. But I'm excited to read the original. Next, I have A Soul to Keep by Opal Rain, which is a book that I've been wanting to read for so long because I love this cover. Obsessed. So this one is about a girl whose village sacrifices her to this monster in the woods in exchange for protection, to protect them from like the demons. But all he really wants is a companion. He doesn't want to kill the sacrifices. He just wants a little companion. He wants a little friend. And they have a romance together. It sounds very cute for how scary he looks, and I'm excited. The next one I have is Starling House by Alex E. Harrow. This one just seems like a quintessential fall book. Like, you cannot read a book that looks like this in any other season. So this one is about this house called Starling House that is very creepy and weird, and the main character gets the opportunity to work there and sort of uncover its secrets. And then the last book that I have on my fall TBR is Summer Suns by Lee Mandello, which I do realize it has summer in the title, but this to me feels like a fall book. It is a queer gothic horror, kind of like dark academia vibes. It's about these 2 best friends. One of them started a graduate program at Vanderbilt and then very soon after that committed suicide. So his best friend is going to the school and trying to figure out what happened to his friend, uncovering all of these secrets in the academic world. And yeah, I've been wanting to read this one for a very long time, so I'm finally gonna make it happen. Those are all of the books on my fall TBR. I'm so excited to read all of these. Let me know in the comments what is the top book that you wanna read during fall. Also, quickly, I did just wanna mention that I recently posted like a fall cozy reset on my Patreon. I realized I hadn't done any of my like cozy reset vlogs since the beginning of the year. I did one at the beginning of the year and then I hadn't done any. So I might be bringing them back onto my channel, but for now, there is a new one up exclusively on Patreon if you wanted to check it out. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and check out my Patreon where I post tons of exclusive content. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!